Hi, we had already completed this lesson, how, when and where. Under it we had studied what is history, why is the study of history importance, what is the importance of dates, what is the importance of dividing history into periods, and what are the sources of history. Right now we will do the exercises which are given at the back of your book. Some of the exercises which are given at the back of your book, the exercises which are given at the back of your book are: number one is state whether true or false. You have to tell whether the statement is right or wrong. First is James Mill divided Indian history into three periods: Hindu, Muslim and Christian. You have to tell whether the statement is right or wrong. Naturally it is wrong, it's false, because he divided history into Hindu, Muslim and British, not Christian. Then B, official document help us to understand what the people of the country think. No, it doesn't help you to understand what the people of the country think, rather what the government thinks. So what the government of that period thought. So it's against false. C is the British thought surveys were important for effective administration, which is true, that yes, that's why they conducted extensive surveys to understand the country well. Then second question is, what is the problem with the periodization of Indian history that James Mill offered? James Mill offered the periodization of the history, or he divided Indian history into three parts, that is Hindu, Muslim and British. So what was the problem with it? Problem with periodization given by James Mill was: number one, he considered Hindu and Muslim period as the age of darkness. That is, he termed or he considered or he viewed this period in negative light, in negative way. So which was not at all accepted by other historians. He considered the Hindu and Muslim period as the age which perpetuated casteism. Religious intolerance was the uh, more prevalent at that time. Then he considered British rule as the age of enlightenment for Indians. He thought that only British rule can bring positive changes in Indian society, which was till then uh, prevailed, or which till then was under superstitions, religious intolerance, and was under the division. The society was divided into caste, and people were fighting in the name of caste and religion. So he thought that this can be gone through only by the British rule, and he thought that it is important for Britishers to bring more area under more Indian subcontinent under their rule, so that people could be enlightened. So that's why people have problems with the periodization given by the James Mill. First, he considered Hindu and Muslim period as the age of darkness, which he saw in as the negative aspect, and he considered British rule as the age of enlightenment. Another question in your textbook is, why did British preserve official documents? British, they preserved official documents. Why did they do so? The Britishers did so because they thought that the act of writing was important. Firstly, they thought that act of writing was important. Secondly, once this was done, they thought that things could be properly studied and debated, because writing made them understand the things better, which could then be debated and improved. That's why every instruction, plan, policy, decision, agreement, investigation was clearly recorded and written up. So they thought that the act of writing was important, because they thought it made them understand the things better, which could then be debated and improved. The next question is, how will the information historians get from old newspaper be different from that in the police reports? So if a historian find a particular information in the newspaper of that time and the police station, how would it be different? Naturally, newspaper would give the actual account of the situation of that time from the common man's perspective, but the police report would give the same information in not from the common man's perspective, but from the government's perspective, but from the perspective of the government of that time. So it would be totally different. What historian will feel that the newspaper will give him more accurate than the information which he will be collecting from the police station. The next question is, can you think of examples of survey in your world today? Think about how toys companies get information about what young people enjoy playing, or what government finds out about the number of young people in going to school. What can a historian derive from such surveys? So nowadays, lots of surveys are being conducted by private companies in order to enhance their sale, as well as by government departments to know the particular scenario, particular educational scenario of the country, or the number of people living in the country. That kind of census survey is also being done. So what does this help a historian? So suppose a toy company has conducted a survey. So naturally, if a historian goes through these surveys after a certain period of time, he will come to know that yes, during that period of time, the children of this and this age group love to play with so and so toys. He would come to know what kind of material was used in making of these toys, and whether the toys were durable or not, or from the shape of the toys, he would come to know about the conditions prevailing at that time, or the kind of things that people used to use at that time, or from the government survey which the uh, government is doing at that time. The historian will come to know after a particular period of time that how many children used to or at what age the children used to go to school, what was the division of schooling, whether it was into primary, middle or secondary level, or whether it was primary and then senior level, or middle or senior level, whatever it was, and the age group at which children used to go to school. So this all he can have he can have a hand-on knowledge from the survey, information he can collect from the survey. So this is all. These are all the exercises which are given at the back of your book. And after going through these exercises, after doing these exercises, you will certainly get to know how much well you have understood the lesson. Thank you.